Chinese smartphone maker Huawei has high hopes when it comes to competing in the smartphone space on a worldwide scale. And like all OEMs, its marketing is directly targeted at standout features of its devices. Case in point, the Huawei P9 Android smartphone has been reviewed as having an impressive rear-facing camera on board, actually dual cameras. Over the weekend, Huawei posted a promotional image to Google Plus of a woman standing in front of a backlit sun at sunrise. The photo is actually it's a really great photo. It has a lot of kind of challenging aspects to it, particularly when you consider the hardware. You know, they alluded in the post on Google Plus that this was probably in some way, shape, or form related to the P9's hardware. Except that one feature of Google Plus is that it easily exposes the EXIF metadata of photos shared there. And in posting the image to the social network, Huawei actually exposed the actual rig that was used to snap the photo. And then when you take a look at that, it's a $2,600 Canon EOS 5D Mark III DSLR camera with a $1,900 lens. So I don't know. It sounds like what Huawei is saying at this point, because they've removed the post. And of course, everybody is like, you know, did Huawei carefully structure their post so that they didn't necessarily say it's the P9 camera, but that they were alluding to, isn't this an inspirational image? This will inspire you to take great smartphone pictures like the ones you can take with a P9. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I heard that the Huawei's actual excuse was that it was a sheriff star that took the photo. I could be confusing it with something else.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, this is just sort of like old-fashioned marketing, you know, lies, exaggerations that we're catching now because of all of our ability to see, you know, to see through the technology that people say they're using. And, you know, they said, well, they made a statement to Android police. They said, we recognize, though, that we should have been clearer with the captions for this image. It was never our intention to mislead.
I mean, okay, so here's what they said. The Huawei P9's dual Leica cameras make taking photos in low light conditions like this a pleasure. Reinvent smartphone photography and share your sunrise pictures with us. They don't necessarily go all out and say, like this one that we took with the P9, but it pretty heavily infers that it probably was the case. It turns out this was actually an image that was taken during a promotional advert shoot for the P9. So it was taken obviously with professional photo gear. Just makes you kind of wonder how often this does happen. EXIF data is easy to strip away. Obviously, Huawei didn't know that or forgot about that.
Or whoever was uploading it to Google Plus.
Exactly. But
I like their apology, too. They apologize for getting caught. That's really sharp.
Pretty much. And they removed the post, so no harm, no foul. Now, this also wasn't the first time. I actually remember this from a couple of years ago. Nokia showed off the Lumia 920 back in 2012, Windows phone back then. It had the PureView optical image stabilization technology, and there was a particular part of the video where, you know, a guy and a girl, they're on a bicycle riding, and it shows you the video without PureView, and it's all bumpy, and then they show the video with PureView. And if you watch the footage, they cross by a parked car or whatever, and in the reflection of the car, you could fully see a van with a camera person sticking out the window, you know, sticking out the door of the van. I mean, it was a fully, you know, kind of rigged thing, and they ended up apologizing for it. So it obviously happens. Bummer when you get caught, Huawei.
Mm-hmm.